Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with you. Harold is throwing the Bear Cave emote in there and the Lego emote in there, and also Harold is hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Harold. We're going to wait to see if a few more folks want to join us before we get things kicked off. Also, I want to thank Marino for the follow. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, not a lot of folks in the chat watching live at the moment. We're going to see if a few more folks want to join us before we get into the building. Sometimes Monday is a light night as far as the audience goes, which is fine, totally cool. If you're watching this later on the YouTube archive, hello. Consider trying to watch live one of these days if you can. But yeah, not too many people in chat. We'll get into building in a bit. We can just kind of hang out here, shoot the shit, see what's up, and see if there's a few more folks that want to join us before we get going. We are working on the Guncannon detector, which was bought off my Amazon wishlist by an anonymous person. We have done the arms. Ultron's here. Hello to you, Ultron. Happy to have you here in chat. We have done the arms. We have done shoulder weapons. We have done one leg. We have done the stabilizing pod, like tripod thing. So the idea is that it goes like on one leg, and then like the other leg sits down, and it's very humanoid in its attempt to stabilize itself. But actually, speaking of stabilization, Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. One of the things that is not stable about this kit is the legs. Where the legs meet this kit is just one of these connector pieces here, and it's not good. I bet this thing you wouldn't want to pose it, or if you did pose it, you would want to have a stand. I should spoil it because it's meant for like mid-range combat and like can be anti-air, so it doesn't want to like crouch down and shoot up. So that's why it has like waist like missile launchers on the side. You can see that there. It's got little missile launchers there. But yeah, this leg wants to come off constantly. So we'll see if the other one does as well. But it's not like I'm going to be displaying this kit anyway. But that's something I noticed and felt like I could bring up and should bring up. We'll see if a few more folks want to pop in before we get going on the old stream. And you never know. Sometimes it takes like an hour and all of a sudden we go from 15 viewers to 30 viewers. And it's like, oh, shit, okay. I hope everyone's having a good Monday night. I'm doing okay. It looks like I am going to be able to oh, hey, the T, welcome. I can't say for certain that this is happening, but it looks like I have got a contract gig lined up. I have a part-time gig that I've been doing since March, and it looks like I have a contract gig starting, which is, it's basically specialized temp work. Pays better than a lot of temp work. And one of the things that's good about it is that they are okay with me saying no, because they expect a lot of people to say no, because some of it's last minute, some of it's day of, some of it requires special skills, so not everyone, and oftentimes people are just booked. They're like, yeah, I would do this, but I can't. So that sounds good to me. It sounds like something that I'd rather have a full-time position. Often, also, you wish you could find any job at all. I hear you, the T. I will say, part of it is eating a little bit of humble pie. I am going to be working, the person that asked me about this job, this like temp agency kind of thing, that will be sending me out on stuff, is a former employee of mine, someone that worked under me that I hired and trained. And he started doing this work and then transitioned into being the guy that assigns people to the jobs, which is how I heard about it. But it's also the thing where it's like, well, this isn't the career. It's not like I got hired to work for the guy like directly. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm starting a theater. Do you want to be my employee? It's not the same thing. It's he's helping me out. So it's a little bit of humble pie. It's a little bit. I still have to like be like, no. But it's also just like, I don't want to do contract work at all. I want a position. I would like health insurance. I would like stability, some sort of contract, because I theoretically am getting booked for a gig at the end of the month that could fall through that day. I could wake up to get there at 11 a.m., which is not early, but it's till late. It's like a 12-hour shift. I can get up and get ready for this 12-hour workday, and then at like 10:45, they could be like, actually, no. So, yes, and I appreciate that, Harold. And I'm still like looking for full-time employment, but in the meantime, it's better than nothing, obviously. And I have a little part-time gig that I like, but that's not, going to pay the bills. That pays for like some food. All right, let's go to the overhead shot here. It's cool in my room, so we're back to move my mouse out of the way. We are back to using me building here, this there. We're assembling the leg here, our other leg. Really, we're going to finish this up before we even take our break today. There's not a lot left to do with this kit. We have to build the backpack and then the weapons that we haven't built already. So there's not much left with this kit, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. And then we'll move on. I am excited about the next things that we're working on tonight, and in general, which is I got a bunch of tiny kits that I've been sitting on for a long time. I got this kit at New York Comic-Con last year. This kit and this kit came for New York Comic-Con. So it's long overdue for me to build these. And then I also have our friends here, Dragonite, and his, the Dragonair, the evolutions, the 3 evolutions of our dragon Pokemon, which is very simple, easy, very simple kit. This is very simple to put together. But I have those, and I've been waiting to do this for a little while. This is from the 2017 line of the Mecha collection. It's all vehicles from Dragon Ball, and I have 2 of them already done, so I'm excited to work on 2 more. I am just going to quickly check a setting here. Low Pokemon feelings or scale with each other. So if you are. Yeah, the T, it's really nice. This kind of collection here is fun. I've done it a little bit before as far as... Alright, I'm going to turn autofocus off. Zoom a little bit more. Great, we're good. Great. Okay, cool. Ready to go. Yeah, I've done it a little bit before. It involves a lot of stickers, and I'm definitely better about putting stickers on kits than I was when I did Solgaleo, which had so many stickers that I did a not great job with Solgaleo. So I'm excited to now that I'm definitely feel better or more comfortable with working on stickers. Reminder for folks watching that if you're a subscriber, if you use a cash money, a credit card or whatever, you auto-renew every month. But if you use your coin, because you've linked your Amazon Prime with Twitch, thus giving you Twitch Prime, and use your Twitch coin, you do have to renew that yourself. And if you ever renew while you're watching the stream, make sure, either way, you click that button so that your notification pops up so I know that you've renewed, and we can all say thanks and throw the emotes in the chat. So this is the base figure done. We still have to do the backpack, as I said, but we are pretty much set here as far as this kit goes. Ultron just subscribed, speaking of which. That's 6 months at Tier 1. Thank you very much, Ultron. Appreciate it. Going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there. Please, if you're a subscriber, throw the emotes in. If you're not a subscriber, you don't have to throw emotes in. You can just say, oh, cool. Alright, so we're going to our backpack, which has some weapons in it. It is a backpack, but it is also big old guns, because this kid has big old guns, which is very fun. But yeah, thank you very much, Ultron. Appreciate it, as always. I was looking to do some kind of... Oh, we got it here. Mr. Bob just subscribed. Hi, Mr. Bob. That's 20 months. That's almost 2 years. Thank you so much, Mr. Bob. Throwing all the emotes in there. Thank you very much for your continued support. It always means the world to me. So one of the reasons why we're going to do some tiny kits next is, well, I put them up because I've been sitting on them for a long time. Because model kits, I don't want to take with me when I'm traveling. Because then I have to take snipper clips with me. I love plastic robots, Mr. Bob. I Hard agree, Mr. Bob. Hard agree. I don't want to take like snipper clips within the whole thing, so they just kind of end up sitting in my like to-do pile. So I decided I would knock them all out, and then also I know that I have multiple kits coming off my wish list because some of y'all, which is real nice, some folks bought some stuff off my wish list, including that initial D kit. So I'm gonna have to get myself. I'm gonna do some research because I have not done. So if you don't know, the 86. The Panda from Initial D, the main car from Initial D, is not a snap kit. It is a glue kit. It is Initial D kit, yes. The anime Initial D. Someone bought me a model kit from that show, which is not a snap kit like we do here on the streams. I didn't realize that when I put it on the list, and then someone pointed out, and I was like, well, I'm going to keep it. So if someone buys it for me, I'm going to have to figure out how to build it, and then someone bought it off my wish list. So at some point, it's coming. If you're not familiar with Initial D is a street racing anime. It is in the West, it might be popularized best as basically what happens in Tokyo Drift, the third Fast and Furious movie. That is basically, what if there was an anime that was all street racing and a natural street racer? I would build a glue kit mixed in with others so the glue can get set. Okay, I that makes sense, Mr. Bob. Yeah, what I might do is do it and then have another kit that I'm building like alongside it. It also might be something, yeah, like that. Like I have another project that I'm working on while I do that. That's a good idea, Mr. Bob. I might have a Lego set, like a small Lego set that I can like jump back and forth between. That's a good call. I have not done a glue set in decades, so I will properly research that before I endeavor to embark on it, because I want to at least have some understanding of what I'm doing. It's been a long time since I did a glue kit. It was totally a mistake. I was just like, I wonder if there are Initial D sets, and there were, and I put one on there, and somebody was like, hey, do you know what you are doing? You can have glue talk with my dad. Okay, Mr. Bob. No, yeah, I'll do the proper research. I'll do my best to know what I'm getting myself into. But I am excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun project. I really like doing something a little different. I get asked every now and again by people like, "Oh, do you do like cars and boats and planes and stuff?" And we have not. We have built aliens and we have built robots. So it'll be a change of pace. I also have some model kits coming as well, and then I of course need to I'll have to put a poll up once they start arriving to see if people want me to, what they want to do. Hello, Lord Crashington. Happy to have you here on stream as always. And then what else do I have to do? So yeah, that's like the next, like, I've got a few things, like I said, coming from my wish list, so I will be building those. And then I have a tank and a plane that I have had for years. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I don't know, having an 86 sounds cool, so I'd like to do that. What we got here? Oh, that is a Twitch Prime subscriber. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat for, and the Lego emote in the chat for, let's see, K-Mao Solf. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for using your Twitch Prime coin to subscribe. Jam is here. Hi, Jam. Happy to have you here, as always, friend. But yeah, thank you, new subscriber. The numbers go up, and that is great. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for choosing to use your Twitch Prime coin. Yeah, as always, it is nice to see the numbers increase. So, like I said, I have 3 tiny kits to build, and I don't think I'm going to get through all of them because even though they're small, the Dragon Ball kits are kind of not annoying, but they can be a little bit. Harold just cheered 7. Thank you very much, Harold, for that cheer. Bits and cheer always appreciated. So thank you for that. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. They're detailed. They're tiny. I'll show you the Lunch's one-wheel motorcycle. Like, there's not much to this, right? But some of the pieces are a little small, and so getting them together can be a bit difficult. I might have to use my tweezers for some of this. I think I've done 2 of the other ones of these, so I also enjoy that because I bought these at a Comic-Con. They have a sticker on them that says Funimation. You can see that right there, and the little Funimation guy. There's a little sticker right there that's added on. Just letting you know that I bought this in America. Alright, let's put it on there. And now let's keep building our weapons here. We're going to need B, B, and D. This Guncannon's been a fun build. The RE100 is... I like these Reborn kits. They're way more than a high grade, but they're certainly not a master grade, and the scale, it might be a little off as compared to some other stuff, but I think it just ends up being a really sharp-looking kit and a fun build. There's nothing... I finished A. I didn't realize I had finished off everything on A. Alright, I can chuck that into the pile of sheets that I'm done with. But yeah, this has been a pretty fun little kit to put together. D goes down there. Great. Yeah, we basically just have weapons. That's all we ever left here. They did the first MGRE pairing. Oh, did they? Oh, Alex with a Zaku 2 variant. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I like them a lot. I like the, I enjoy the RE100 line. I mean, that Hama Hama is still one of my favorite kits it's still one of the weirdest kits I have ever put together. Ever. So, I'm always going to be enjoying that line. You get some really weird kits. Some sharp-looking, weird-ass kits. And I'm in favor of that. Mixing it up. Speaking of kits, I'll put the plug in at 10 when I take my break. I'll plug the video that I put up today. I am starting a new series that will be basically twice a month. Kind of like the middle Monday of the month and the last Monday of the month is the idea. And the basic concept that I'm working on is, it's called Closer Look, and it is me taking a closer look at some concepts or kits. Or the first one was the one I did looking at the mods I did to that fake Lego pie case that looks like a Nintendo, and I did some modifications to that. So that was the first in a series that I'm doing now. And then what I ended up doing is I looked at the a real grade 144. I looked at a master grade, 2 different master grades, the 1/100 scale, obviously, and a 160 perfect grade, and kind of compared and contrasted the two, because I thought that would be beneficial for people to kind of take a look, people that ask the questions of that, and it's kind of cool to look at that. It's big for the idea of a master grade everybody wants with the fictional pairing mobile suit. Maybe not everyone that is interested in. Yeah, I can see that, Mr. Bob. Yeah, but this will help pay for that. That kind of a deal. Yeah, for the most part, I'm going to do this twice a month. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at. I have a master grade of the Death Scythe. Not the Death Scythe. I'm going to look at that one. I'm going to compare and contrast the master grade of the Heavy Arms custom from Endless Waltz with the high grade version of that, and we'll kind of take a look at the differences between the high grade 1/100 and the master grade 1/100. Because we had built the high grade because I never thought I would own the master grade version because it's expensive, and then someone bought it off my wish list, and so I was able to build it. But we'll be able to actually look at those and compare and contrast them. And I think, and I might even throw in a full mechanics, the 1/100 scale, just as like, hey, here's another 1/100. It's a non-scale. Well, this is what a full mechanics would look like, because I think that might be beneficial for folks to be able to take a look. That's the hope, anyway. Because, people do ask me questions about size and scale and all that, and, I always say, I think the 1/100 scale and high grade is a great starting point. I think high grades are obviously where I would suggest people start, but I think the 1/4 scale, I think 1/4 scale can be great, but obviously for streaming, I prefer the 1/100 because the pieces are just bigger and easier for me to assemble. But I also understand how, like, there are kits that are not available in any other size, and you get what you want to get. And also, a high grade in the 1/4 scale can be reasonably priced for folks. And so I totally understand that as like a money thing. Like, you're looking at $40, $50 for a master grade. That, that's a lot of money. It adds up. 60 sometimes, and shipping and all that. Like, it can add up, and it can be prohibitively expensive. So I totally understand that. Whereas maybe you can get a 1/100 or 1/4 scale high grade for not that much money, for $20, depending on what you're getting. And also for people starting out, I do recommend that, like, hey, if there's a Gundam show that you like, you start with a kit from that show, because at the very least you know what it's supposed to look like. I mean, obviously, when I'm building things that I'm like, I've seen Unicorn, I know kind of what this kit is supposed to look like at the end of the day, but, anything from Wing, I could put together with no problem and no worries. All right, yeah, so we got our backpack, which in this case means guns. We got our guns. This thing has weapons. The only thing the gun, I understand why. I understand why. So look how tall that is. I understand why the Guncannon detector does not have a big melee weapon. I understand it should not have that. It would not make sense for it to have that. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, what if it had a big sword? I mean, what if it had a big sword? That would be so... I think that would be so great if it had a big sword. It doesn't. This mobile suit had about a minute of screen time. Yes, the red version of it in Zeta was not really featured too prevalently. It needed a big sword. Yeah, I just think it's a neat looking kit. I think it's just like a fun kit, and we'll go through the I'll show you the weirdness of putting it together, or its kind of stabilizer thing, because I think that's very strange in a way that I really like. It's very, like, attempting to be human. Like, oh, well, if you're going to shoot a missile launcher, you go down on one knee and use that to stabilize yourself. Like, the idea that a big mech like this is going to need to stabilize itself is very funny to me. All right. That's more than a kit I've built. The HE F Sneed was a real blink and you miss it suit in Unicorn. Yeah, I mean, sometimes kits just come in. It's always interesting to me to, like, what gets made and what resonates with an audience. That, like, there's a demand for it. Like, people are filling out newsletters and filling out questionnaires and asking about them in public, or sometimes it's like it's not a hard kit, they have a mold. It's a lot like the aliens in Star Wars, indeed. But yeah, sometimes it's just like somebody sees a thing and they're just like, we can make that. We should make that. Folks get their own fan favorites, and suddenly there's this demand for a kit that was in the show for no time. People were like, yes, we must do this. Alright. Groove face down. So, okay, so it slides in like this. And then this goes. Gotta get we're getting our big gun here, our beam rifle done. Gotta get our beam rifle done. Alright, it goes like that. It goes like that. Alright. That kit got made from animated GIFs and a Sega Saturn game. Yeah. Hello, Durman. I mean, we made that yes, we made an RX 78 early in the in our days of building that was just in a video game, and we built that. I'm actually going to look that up because I think the winner. Yes, I have a list of everything I've built. It's actually not up to date. I kind of got sidetracked at one point, but let's see. What do we build? Where is it? Shining Gun of Death Side Actor 1. It was early. It was pretty early. Wing Zero, Chameleon, Wing Gundam. Did I not write it down? Ooh. I don't know where it went. But we did build one. Maybe somebody can remind me in the chat. But we did an RX kit. Oh, yes, I do have it here. It's just not in the order. Yes, it was the RX 7805. That was a kit we built. The RX 7805 was built on stream, and that is just in a video game. That were making Saturn singers, they're canon. We can never play in the U.S. Yeah. But yeah, that was just in a Sega Saturn game. And then they made it a show. But it has a really big gun. It has a big gun and a big backpack for the gun. And I wanted to make it. So I bought that off Amazon. And we built that on stream. But yeah, that's like such a strange thing. I do like that. Every once in a while, like, you'll just have a thing you're like, what was this from? Like the blue exam? What? Okay. But if it looks cool, I'll build it. Figure out where this goes. This goes all the way. Nope. Okay, this. Sorry, folks, here. Just take a second. I'm trying to figure out why this is not connecting right. Let's go all the way. Oh, does it go like that? Maybe, yes, it does go like that. Okay. I got it now. I had connected this incorrectly, and now I have corrected myself. I was sliding this in wrong. It's almost like Harley Quinn becoming canon from the animated Batman show. Yeah, Mr. Bob. Yeah, it is similar. It is a little similar that like that character was created for the animated show and became so popular that she started showing up in comics, and then people would naturally assume that she was a comics character and always part of Joker's story and a huge, part of like everything, and it's like, nope, it's just a character they made for the show that became iconic and ended up in everything. Alright, we gotta do a sticker here. Ooh. So E26. Alright, so I do have one sticker I gotta put on here, the one very last sticker. FYI, there is an RE100 E-Fret. Ooh, there is. I'm gonna look on Amazon for that. A sheet that fell off my table does have one piece that we need right now, so I'm going to get up in a second. But let me we'll look this up on Amazon because you mentioned it. RE100 E-Fret. Yes, I believe I actually have that on my wish list. The Blue Destiny kit, yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure that that is on my wish list. But if it's not, it is now. It's a great looking kit. It is a cool looking kit. So, alright, let's put this sticker on. It's tiny, so we're going to use our tweezers to do it. And that should do us just fine. So pull that there. Also trying not to ruin our sticker. It's got a silver sticker that we're going to put on here. We're going to look to see how it looks. This is just, you know. Okay. We'll try to do this right. Because it's got to go inside this, our scope here, I should say. Oop. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, try to get it right if I can. I'm relaxing after a long day of packing as much stuff as possible for our upcoming move. Have any packing tips, says Durman. So, Durman, labeling your boxes is a thing that some people are like, whatever, I'll remember. But it's, to me, incredibly important to do that. Not just like kitchen. Write what it is. Because you're like, especially if you got like a bunch of boxes that are from U-Haul or something, that are identical, and you're like, there are 6 kitchen boxes. I don't know where the box is that is the plates. We only need 3 plates right now. Hey, do you remember where we put the frying pan? No. Fuck, let's open up all these boxes. That sucks. So, don't do that. So yeah, labeling is very important. And then, let's see. Yeah, you don't want to open up a bunch of boxes to live. Because here's the thing. Durman, you're not going to move into your place and then unload every box. Half the time I don't unpack everything because I've come to find I move once a year. So the T, I'm going to give this piece of advice. What I'm going to do is I have to go get up and get a thing. So I'm going to go there, but I'm going to keep talking because I can reach it. So I'm keeping talking even though you can't see me because I got up. Because I got to go get a sheet that I dropped. And I'm getting that. So if you move a lot, here is my pro tip for folks that move constantly or move consistently. The pro tip is this. If you're moving all the time, if you have a box that you did not open since you moved into that place, you have to open up that box and you have to throw some of it away because you did not need it in a year or 6 months or 2 years or whatever. And you probably don't need everything that's in there. Now, some of it might be sentimental and you want to keep it. I'm back now. Hello. It might be sentimental and you choose to keep it, but for the most part, the stuff in there, you don't really need. If you didn't touch it in a year or 2 years or however long, there's a good chance you don't need all that stuff. So it's worth it to at least consider. All right, 825 I already used, I guess. I don't, or it's missing, or I don't know. It fell, or I don't know what happened to it, but I don't have it in there. Okay, so who needs it? We don't need that. We're going to put this on here. E4. Did not need to get up. Some of the stuff in the boxes I don't own are like cute collectibles. They don't hurt. Yeah, I understand. I'm on top of that. The only ones like that I have are books, manga, and anime. Well, then that brings me to another point. This is a thing that people think about sometimes. They say they're going to do, and they don't always do. Is look, you're going to have boxes that are heavy because they're full of books or they're full of, like whatever, and then you have another box that's full of like towels, and that can get heavy. Like you want to balance those, especially if you have flights of stairs. If you're just like moving a bunch of stuff in from one room on ground floor to another, and you don't have to worry about that stuff, well, that's awesome. Congratulations. But if you do have to like really climb a bunch of stairs or go down a bunch of stairs, like be honest with yourself when you lift a box. Like if you're like really struggling to lift it when you haven't been moving, you haven't done any moving yet, and you have trouble lifting that box, well, you're going to have a whole hell of a lot more trouble when you've already done 3 loads out to the car or the truck and then 3 loads into the new place. Like, it's only going to get harder the more you do it. So, I would definitely say, like, you want to do your best to kind of figure out how much you are, like, moving and what you can get away with. And in the long run, it will very much benefit you. I put this on wrong, I think. No, I didn't. Okay. Yes. I assembled this piece wrong. Flip that over. We did it. All right. I've thought of getting rid of books and SNES games, but it's like I should sell them, but I don't know, I won't get much, so I never do. I understand that. No stairs, fortunately. Also making sure to not pack heavy stuff in big boxes. Also have a lot of experience lifting and stacking boxes from work. Well, that's good, Durman. I mean, you sound like you've got your head in the game, so that's good. So, I moved a lot. I lived in 6 apartments in 7 years before I moved in the place that I live in now, where I have been for 13 years, and I'm incredibly lucky about that. But I basically moved every year, and there was 1 year where I didn't move. We stayed there in one place for 2 years, and I even like moved in with a friend of mine into her like spare room before we left that place to move in together in a bigger new place. So like there was 1 year where I lived in 2 different apartments, and it was really frustrating. I had to move twice. So I lived 3 places in that year, really, because I moved twice, and that was the fucking worst. That sucked so much ass. So one thing, like I had said, like throw things away that you're not using, or you at least investigate to see if you really need them if you haven't touched them in a year. That's where I learned that. But I also like the last time I moved, I had the money to hire. I hired a man with a van and his assistant. He was a comedian. I think he still is. That just like his day job was he ran his own moving company. He's like had a converted van and did the work that way. And seemed to do fine with that job, and was good. And I like held doors where I needed to, and helped load and unload to make the job move quicker. Previously, I had friends help. I just had lots of friends do it. My advice for that is, if you've ever helped someone move, it's totally cool to ask them to help you move. And it's also cool to ask people who you've never helped you before. You offer them money, if you can. You offer them some money. Or you say, I will buy beer and pizza, or, if you can't do that or whatever. But the real secret is you can't feed them or beer them until you're done. Because once your friends have been fed, or once your friends have gotten themselves a drink, have had a chance to hang out, have stopped for a little bit, you've lost them. It's over. They are no longer yours. they have fulfilled their commitment in their minds. And you have to make that like assumption that like, okay, once I do this, it's over. Uh, and that's fine and makes sense. I'm not like mad about you should don't be mad about it. It's just the reality that they are like they have now fulfilled their purpose. So that has to be the end of like, hey, so at this point we're gonna be here, we're gonna go do this. Um, Rotate your friends in and out. If you have to have someone like wait with a car, if you like do side street parking, that kind of thing. If you're in that situation, um, where you have to have someone watch, like make sure you're rotating them out. Make sure you have water. Water is a great thing to have. Like just get a big thing of water and some solo cups. That's a huge like thoughtful gift to people that you have asked to help you move. Um, Momentum is important with big tasks, totally. And then Durman, very, very beautifully put. A carrot on a stick is useless if they eat the carrot. Yup. Yup. Yeah, you can't get them to keep helping you if you already rewarded them for helping you. I have a kind of long story. I think you'll find it interesting, so here goes. I tried to move to New York once. It failed, says the T. I left all my stuff in storage locker up there for 3 years before I could go and get it. Just paid U-Haul to transport it to my new home here. Lots of money on all that. It was neat to come back 3 years later and be tourist for 2 days while I got them to load my stuff up to move. That is fun. But also, like, I'm glad you got your stuff back. That's a long time to be without your things. Yeah, sometimes those big city adventures don't work out the way you would have hoped. I'm glad you got your stuff. Sorry it didn't work out. But yeah, I'm happy that you got what you need. All right, so it's G8. But yeah, it is. It's also like you're coming back as a tourist to your own stuff because you haven't really interacted with it as much, and then suddenly it's yours again. And you suddenly have these things. That's also pretty weird. But yeah, I understand. I had a friend who like slept on my couch for like 3 months because they had a job. They had a job waiting for them, but couldn't get approved. They were trying to do too much. Like, if you're moving to a city where you have a couple contacts and some friends, if you have a job waiting for you, that's great. If you have a place waiting for you, that's great. My friend had a job that fell through right before they moved, and then they didn't have a place yet because their parents weren't going to guarantee them, like they weren't going to be a guarantor, and so they needed that job in New York, and then that job fell through. And they still like came to like figure it out, like from my couch, and it was like, even if you're not paying rent right now, you're gonna go through all your savings. You should not be doing this from here. And it's sort of you just have to go for it. But it was one of those things where I was like, well, I said I would support you and hang out, so I'm gonna do that. But also, maybe you should fucking not do this. I had a panic attack and left. I gotta scroll back here from the T. I had a place waiting for me, but I got to it, and it was a nightmare. Elevator smelled like piss. The building felt pretty run down. I had a panic attack and left. That's the whole thing. Yes, you gotta... That's the real, honest to God, like, in my opinion, if you're moving to a new city, it's, I got a job there. I'm going to figure out housing when I get there. Like, don't sign a lease from another state. You have to see the place. You have to, like, visit the place. You have to do that. So, like, that's a tough thing to say, right? Like, move to a new place you've never been to and just to kind of figure shit out and be like, yeah, I'm going to move to this new place and, like, stay in an Airbnb for 2 weeks while I hunt for apartments. But... finding the right job, in my opinion, is easier than finding, finding a job is fucking difficult, obviously, but moving to a city with a job waiting for you is a lot better position to be in than moving to a new city with an apartment you've never seen before. Thankfully, there wasn't a lease. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Durman says, I'm packing most of my and my fiance's stuff myself, getting some shipping containers that I'll load myself, then driving up the van. I'll also have to pack. Okay, that's a lot. Hello, Chows. Hello. Middle of nowhere, Missouri, and I'd prefer something closer to suburb, but this is a lot less scary. I understand. It's a lot. Moving is a lot. I'm so happy and so blessed to have my current living situation and not have to worry about um, moving, and it's fucking rules, and I'm so psyched about it because it can be such a nightmare. I'm so happy where I am. My rent just went up a little bit. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. We are just finishing up our Guncannon, and then I'm gonna put it aside. But I want to put the weapon on it and then show off its weird mode. But yeah, I'm doing well. It's a nice, relaxing Monday. Ready to show this off. Okay, great. Put a weapon in there. So we have the big weapon here. You can see that there. But this is the idea that this kit has. It's okay. So we do this, and then this folds down like this, and it's like supposed to be stable that way, but it's obviously not stable. Oops. Well, whoops. Talking like I know exactly how to do this, having not done it. But so this part basically becomes its own like stabilizer. It like folds down, and it's meant to be like this. Yes, the banana hammock action, indeed. Okay. So we're just gonna go and going to do that, and then we're just gonna go and do that, and we'll do that. Yep. It is that thing where, like, I mean, it's not hard to notice when someone is not is. I'll say this. So, they caught us at a weird time because I was fiddling around with this kit and a little flummoxed with trying to do the thing that it wants you to do. So I was a little flummoxed at the moment. But also, if you say I'm moving to my grandmother's house, I don't care if you're a stranger in the chat and you don't know anybody, you don't reply, did she die? Because that is, in general, folks, don't fucking say that. I would be mad if one of y'all said that, people I know, so I certainly am not going to put up with it from a stranger. So this is what this is supposed to do. This kind of like thing is supposed to do this, and it's supposed to be like a way to stabilize it, but it actually is less stable than just standing up because this is an RE100 kit. Hi, Urban Buddha, happy to have you here. Durman, happy to hear that. Also, like, you know, just weird. That was weird. Thank you very much, Butt Romancer. Says I don't know what happened, but that's a cool robot. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm gonna try to finish this part up here. This is a cool kit, and I am happy to finish it up. So we gotta just, let's see what I gotta do here. Great. Cool. So that is our Guncannon. It's almost done here. Good night, Harold. Happy to have you here. Um, going to just assemble this like this. Yeah, so this is our Guncannon. This was a fun little build. The RE100 line is pretty quick. Like I said, they're not high grades, but they're certainly not master grades. They are in between the two graded, and it is a little loose in the legs, I'll say. So I wouldn't display this without a stand. That is what I will say about this kit. I think it's a bit top heavy with the weapons, and I would not use I would not just like put it on a nightstand. I would definitely have to get a proper stand for it, a build stand for it to display it. Like this kit is bulky, bully menace. Yeah. I mean, it's meant to like just be a big threat. Like that is the deal with this weapon or this mech. So yeah, that's a fun build. I will prep it for photographs after the stream. As always, I always photograph my kits when they're done, put them on the Discord. So I'm just going to put that aside over there. Let's put that out of the way for now. And now we're going to move on to some small kits that we've got going here. They need stands. Yes, indeed. Very true, Mr. Bob. Folks, thanks for joining me tonight. If you're just tuning in, we just finished the Guncannon. We are now moving on to 3 little kits that I have just been wanting to build for a while. These are tiny-ass kits. I think we're going to start with Son Goku's jet buggy. So that's Goku's little jet. Then we also have Lunch's one-wheel motorcycle. And then we got a couple Pokemon to make here. We got some Dragon Pokemon to put together. We're excited to put that together as well. These are kits, like I said, I have had these for quite some time. Yeah, I think they do. Like, that is a Goku. You're totally right, Durman. So these kits, we've built a couple before. I got them, I think at San Diego Comic-Con last year. And they are small. In Japan, these came in capsule containers. And you could just buy them. And then they were packaged, like, separately as well, and I think you could like order them online in Japan, and then they have slowly made their way sort of to the United States. I got these at the Bluefin store at New York Comic Con. I got these too. How did they fit the castle? So it's basically like they're different because they're just the 2 pieces. Like this would be different, and it's just like in a box in a capsule thing. So it's in like a cube shaped thing or like a tube. They're a little different in Japan. The art I think is really good on all of these. And the kits, like I said, these are really basic kits. They're very simple put together. And then one of the things you get is, if I remember correctly, there's also a few pieces in each kit that you can take like sometimes the extra, and sometimes they come with pieces that you just you can take off, and if you buy all of them, you will have enough pieces to make, I believe it's what is it? Yeah, you collect Bulma's romantic fighter plane, which I don't remember Bulma flying a plane. Apparently, some point in Dragon Ball, Bulma flew a plane. But yeah, so you can buy Bulma's plane, or build Bulma's plane, if you buy all of them. It's one of those kind of things, which is cool. I like that. But yeah, I mean, there's only 2, trays here. There's 2 stickers. It's a fairly straightforward assembly. We'll probably get through, the next hour, we'll definitely get through this and Lunch's one wheel, which is really rad looking, as you can see in the art. And I don't know, there's a lot of stickers for Dragonite, so that might actually take a little while to do. But I've had these for a while, and I just felt like it was a good time to build them. Some of it is small, but we will do our best. Some tiny pieces here, so I will try to take my time with it. right. But we'll take, we'll take a pause of the calls in a little bit, but I wanted to get some of this started before we took our break for me to tell you about supporting the channel and all that, all those fun things. But yeah, Durman, have a great move. I mean, we were talking about that for a while, but have the best move you could possibly have. Just be safe. As you said, you have some practice lifting boxes for work, so that's good. It's never easy. I think I had one move that was really, really simple, because it was like I had packed everything up and moved into a place temporarily, because when my friend that I moved in with, when their lease ran out, we were moving to a new place together. So I basically just rented a room in her apartment for a little while, because she had a real job and was able to afford a 2-bedroom. So I had moved in there with her, and that worked out fine for quite some time. But I only stayed there for 2 months, so I really didn't unpack anything. And so when we moved into our new place together, that was a very easy move. Alright, so we got the control panel here. Building this. Tiny pieces. Yeah, I'd always wanted to build some of the vehicle stuff. I think Toriyama doesn't get the credit he deserves for his vehicle design. All the capsule vehicles, I think, are all very cool. I think he doesn't get the notoriety he deserves for that. I think people focus on how a lot of his faces look the same, which I don't disagree with, but I think some of his art is really solid. It's going to be a big deal since it's about 1,000 miles. Wow. Yes. That is a big deal. Oh, Twisted's here. Hi, Twisted. I'm glad I got the MG Jesta. Yes, that is a sharp-looking kit. You put photos of that on the Discord. That rules. Boatman's, yes, one of the shames of DBZ is that people flying everywhere means you don't see his cool cars and stuff. At least not so much as in the original Dragon Ball. Totally Butt Romancer, which is just a thing I said out loud. But yes, that's very true. It is... Once you can fly, you don't need cool vehicles. So not until we get into Trunks' time machine, with the Brief's time machine, then you really get to see some cool robot or vehicle stuff. But yes, his motorcycles are so good. I did build that. I built the motorcycle, Bulma's motorcycle. I've built that before, and that's a fantastic looking kit. It's very small, obviously, because it's like these. But yeah, that's a fantastic piece of machinery. Yes. Yeah, I think some of the vehicle design stuff is really solid and cool, and it's you don't really see it too much. I don't know, in Super, Krillin's driving a car for a little bit. And he's got you know what? Oh, there you go, Super. Because Krillin becomes a cop, he has a motorcycle. And it's kind of cool to see a Toriyama motorcycle in Super. That's pretty neat. At least one that he approved of. Alright, so we did that. Move down there. Oh, we got some stickers coming on here. But yeah, I think that his design stuff is so specific and interesting for vehicles, and it's a shame that when you have instant transmission and you can just move around wherever the fuck you want to move, you don't really need the ability to drive in a car. All right. Let's put this in here. Yeah, the ships are always, the planes are always cool looking, and just like, I don't know, there's lots of wonderful detail in his vehicles. Oops. All right, we're gonna use this. Our tweezers here. We got 2 stickers to apply. As always, just gonna do my best with them. And one is gonna go here. Oops, where'd it go? Do advertisements for he did manga. Huh. You can see that. I'd like to see Emperor Pilaf's mech as a kit. I'm sure that existed at some point. Certainly. Yes, I'm sure there's a bunch of Pilaf shit and Red Ribbon Army vehicle things that exist. I know some of the kits in this line are actually based on, like, just volume cover art. And they may not have even been in the show. They were just, like, from like the manga collections, graphic novels, but are still evocative. All right, we got our 2 stickers on. I think they look fine. Gives a little bit of color and life to it, so that's fun. Red Ribbon had some awesome vehicles. They're tanks and planes. Yes, totally, Lord Crashington. You're totally right. There were some very nice looking vehicles for the Red Ribbon Army. All right, so that's 2 into 3. It's also just like a lot of these vehicles have Goku, and it's just a funny thought to think about Goku piloting piloting this vehicle. Like, it's just a funny concept in my brain to think about that, because he eventually goes on a driving test, which I know is filler, but it's still funny. That Goku I remember from the manga cover. I just finished reading the manga 2 weeks ago. Well, there you go, Durman. So that makes sense that you would remember, because you just saw it. All right, so we put our front wheel on, nice and easy. Front wheel goes on, and then we got our back wheels to put on as well. So they're just 1 pieces. Yeah, so this is a really small little kit, but I think there were like, I did not pay much for these, so I was never. It's also just like, sometimes you go to a convention and you're like, I can't buy a $60 kit. I can't buy a $100 kit, but I can buy, like an $8 little tiny fun kit. Every once in a while, you just gotta go for it. My headcanon tells me he crashed every single one. Yes, I mean Goku is not. Yes, no, I know you meant. The most I splurge on a kit is my MG Turn X. Oh yeah. The Star Wars, like, yes, Lord Crashington. I mean, I've built like a couple, and it, even the smaller kits are pricey because, we've talked about this on stream. You're paying that Star Wars tax for Lego. Any kind of license can really, really just eat up your funds. All right, so we'll put a gun on here. Also odd to consider this is a vehicle that Goku is going to pilot that has guns on it. It's just a strange thought. But it is a cool looking little vehicle, so. Alright, we'll do... Oh, wow. That's a very cool looking kit. All I want is reasonably priced kit for super robots that aren't Mazinger. I understand. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I built that 2011 Millennium Falcon, and that's a fantastic kit that I was thrilled to build, and I think turned out really great. But that's the biggest one I've built in a long time. Finished Iron Blooded Orphans today, says Canadian Papa Bear. As they subscribe at Tier 3, that's 4 months. This is the 4th month of being a Tier 3 subscriber. Thank you very much for that. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote in there. I'm going to throw the Death Scythe emote in there. Thank you very much for that. Iron Blooded Orphans, as I always say, the name is accurate to just how fucking fucked that show is. It's called Iron Blooded Orphans, and it is rough. And sometimes it goes on a streak of being pretty cool, and you're like, oh, this is fun. This is a fun show. That's how they get you. Because then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's a real fun show. Everyone's doing great. This character you love is dead. They died heroically, but are also dead. Sorry. No spoilers. But yes. A show called Iron Blooded Orphans. Yes. Yeah. It's a rough one, but it's a good one. Alright, so I'm going to put these two little exhaust pipes on, and then we will take a short little break here where I will give a pause for the cause. As I do not remember where I lifted that expression from. I believe it is a radio term, but I do not know what radio station I ever heard that from. But every time I take the break where I just say, like, here's how you can support the stream, I always say pause for the cause, and I do not know where that came from in my head. It came from somewhere. I just don't know where it did. Hello. Welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. If you're just joining us, hello. There are a number of ways you can support the channel and the builds that I do here, because I stream on Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm changing my schedule up this week. Thursday, I'll still be streaming the normal time. But if you want to support the channel, there are ways you can do that. First and foremost, you can become a subscriber. You can use real money, or you can use your Twitch coin. That's one way to support the channel, and that really very much helps me. If you can't subscribe, you can give me a follow, and you can set your notifications so you know when I stream, because you can come hang out in the chat. That's always appreciated. You could join me on Patreon. Patreon has some rewards. People get stuff sooner than other people. So that's one way to support the stream, is to join Patreon. I'll put the link there. It's also going to be the link in the YouTube archive of this. Also, people bought stuff off my Amazon wish list, which is rad. Thank you very much for buying things off my wish list. I just put up a couple new things there pretty recently. And I know that I'm expecting a few things coming in the mail, which is rad. So that's awesome. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, I've got some stuff in there, some Lego sets, some model kits. I just put up a big Avengers, the Quinjet kit, which looks rad. I'd like to build that. Yeah, Lego stuff, model kits of all kinds, all shapes and sizes that I'd like to build on stream. And you could buy something off that, and then I would build it. That's what, one more way to support the stream is to join my coffee. That's ko-fi.com/PatBear. I'm going to put the link in the chat. And that's for like one-time donations. That's like if you think that there's something going on and you like to support, but you can't do a monthly contribution. Any money I make from Patreon, from Twitch, from my coffee, goes into directly buying kits and equipment for the stream. Sooner or later, I do want to upgrade my webcam, the overhead webcam. The one that's facing me is fine, but I would like to get a better webcam for the one that's the overhead, one that has better like light, can see lights better. You know what I mean. I'm not saying it how I would like to say it, but there are better webcams out there that would work better in the lighting that I have here for people to be able to see what I'm doing. Um, uh, uh, and let's see. What else do I have here? The Build Bear community. You can join the Build Bear community. That would be rad. As I said, Build Bear community is my Discord. You can join that. So my schedule for this week is tonight, obviously going to 11 o'clock Eastern Time. It's 45 minutes from now. Finish it up. Thursday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We are building stuff here. I'm excited to do that. Friday, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., I'm doing a build stream. Normally I stream Saturday nights. I'm not streaming building this Saturday, so I'm going to do my regular stream this Friday so that I still stream and people can hang out. And so this Friday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be building here on the stream. And then this Saturday, I am doing a charity stream. I'm playing Jackbox games from 8 p.m. till midnight, trying to raise money for St. Jude. So consider coming that Saturday. It's starting an hour early. It's going an hour later. I'm going to have some friends of mine come and play via Discord, so you'll be able to hear them and we can play some games. I'll be playing some games with chat, and it'll be really fun. I'm going to drink some water, and then we're going to get back to building. I have heard mixed things about that unicorn kit you're mentioning. Honestly, I do not enjoy building real grades on stream. In my own personal life, I don't really have a problem with them, but on stream, I do not enjoy building real grades. I don't really like that scale. The 1/100 master grade is my sweet spot in my opinion. I have heard, some people don't necessarily love that kit, but yeah, I don't mind the real grades if I'm just doing whatever. But if it's on stream, I think the real grades are just, some of the pieces are just annoying to deal with while I'm trying to talk and hang out with people and have a good time on stream. So the one only has slightly better knee movement, that's all. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to finish putting this piece on here. We're working on our little Goku kit. Having some trouble getting this piece on here. So we'll do our usual, our anime talk. We like to, end the streams, or after my commercial breaks, support breaks, I like to talk about the anime stuff that I'm watching. There's not a lot that comes out between my Saturday stream and today for me to talk about, but there's a few things I can chat about, a few shows. Let's see. So Yatogame-chan is a fun little show. I've mentioned it before. That is a show that's 3.5 minutes long. That is just a quick little fun short show that is cute. It was there's not a lot going on it, but I do really enjoy how fun it is. And this episode was them going to a place that was fast food ramen, and her being really excited about it. And it's just a fun little show about, trying to make friends and be cool with each other. It's a cute little thing. Like I said, it's breezy and easy. You could wait until the season is over and watch all of them very fast. The episodes are so short that Crunchyroll's doesn't have the ability to tell that I've watched the whole episode. It thinks that I haven't watched all of it because they're so short that it has trouble telling. So you usually have to know there's a new episode and actually go to it, because when you click on it, it'll just go to where you left off. It thinks I have, but for a lot of those shows, it does that where it doesn't think that you actually watched it because they are so short. So that was fun. I had a good time watching that. And then um, I mentioned on Saturday, but I wanted to talk about it because it's an interesting show. Um, it's on YouTube, and it is sorry, got the thing here. Uh, it's called Mecha Ude or Mecha Ude. Um, I described it on Saturday as like a robot show, but also like Shaman King. But if instead of you having ghosts, uh, like helping you out, instead you have sentient robots that help you out. It's a pilot episode of it because it's an independent anime that I think like did like a round of funding on Kickstarter to get the pilot done, and it seems cool. But it's got like it's a youth oriented show, but it's got like a fun art style, and I don't think the 3D is too bad. That arm came out of that lady pat. Yes, arms come out of people. Their partners are their weird arms. I think it's pretty cool. Uh, G Gundam is a recommendation you could make to someone. That is definitely a recommendation of an anime. But yeah, I usually talk about the stuff that I've been watching. Like I said, I had been catching up on some random stuff and watching some old stuff, usually between Saturday and Monday. Nothing really to report. Those are the two things I've been checking out. But yeah, check it out. That's on YouTube. Joe Bart runs for. One goes rogue. Yes, indeed. No, I mean we have talked about G Gundam here on the show. We have definitely, or on the stream, we have definitely talked quite a bit about that program. It is its characterizations of people and the countries they represent is quite often just a fucking lot. Lord Crashington is talking about the Dragon Ball Super, and the baseball episode is great. Anytime they give Yamcha a chance to shine in his baseball career, I appreciate that. And then also, yeah, Vegeta is a character that was like unbelievably powerful and strong. Episodes where he has to like do an Earth thing are generally pretty funny. So I do that. Ultimate Gohan. Oh, the Ultimate Gundam, yes. Um, my favorite in Super is I was so tickled and so happy um, when when there was more Great Saiyaman, because so I'm one of those people, and there are not a lot of us. There are not a lot of us out there, but there are people out there. I mean, I am one of them that really had hoped that that's where Dragon Ball Z was going. Was that they were actually going to fulfill the thing that Toriyama wanted to do, which was follow Gohan as he grew up and see whatever the fuck he was going to do and who he was going to become. And I know, like, the Japanese audience, the manga audience, the anime audience were not into that. They did not like that idea. And it's a bummer because I think Great Saiyaman is really fucking funny. And so I was really happy to see more of it in Dragon Ball Super. Just like a continuation of that nonsense. Because that stuff I always really liked. Yeah, Lord Crashington, really it's just like it appears that that was Toriyama's thing, was he wanted that. He wanted Gohan to become the new main character and to follow that. And people were not into it, and it didn't do great. And so then Gohan couldn't become the hero that he should have been. And it's a shame. It always bummed me out because I thought it was very cool. Oh well. Can't win them all. Alright, so this goes like this. This is very tiny. This is a very tiny Goku. Uh, but yeah, I like that. I mean, that's, Toriyama didn't write the episodes, but he created the characters and a lot of the storyline stuff for GT. And that's always been rumored why GT is people were just like, Goku, Goku, Goku. And he's like, fine. You want Goku? Here. Goku's a little kid. I made him a little kid. Fucking deal with it. Now Goku's a little kid. I hope you're happy. You could have had Teen Gohan and his wacky adventures trying to fit in with normal people, fall in love, and have a good time. But you don't want that. So now you get weird. It's like, nope, sorry. Then I'm going to do a tournament, which you all fucking love, and we won't finish the tournament. Because to me, that's such a bummer. Like, we start up a whole tournament, you're going back to the old Dragon Ball days, and it's like, actually, no, fuck this. No tournament. Now you gotta fight this big dumb guy. We're gonna unleash this big dummy. Deal with that. Alright. So, Goku is delicate. Attempting to assemble him properly. Alright. Yeah. Yes, Goku does not want to stay together. This was the other Goku I built on Goku's motorcycle, or Bulma's motorcycle, had a little Goku on the back, and that was also annoying to put together. That is the annoying part of this kit, as far as I can tell. This Goku does have goggles, yes. He's not wearing them. They're above his head, steampunk style. Let's see if I can put it out there. But you can kind of see it. You can't see it. There's no way you can see it. The detail in there. But the box... Yeah, the box you can see, Goku has goggles on his head. Imagine if I could paint like this. No. Multiple tournaments in Super. Indeed, Ultron. There are multiple tournaments in Super. But, looked like it looked like Z was going to have a tournament. You're going to see what happened. I mean, we had some. Yeah, this Goku just does not want to stay together, which is very, like, which is what I found out, like I said, with the last Goku that I had built, the last time I did one of these kits, I had trouble putting Goku together as well. It feels like the vehicle is pretty simple, and the person requires some extra work, which is annoying. Alright, I'm going to try one more time to put this all together, and then we'll move on to the next kit and work on Lunch's kit, if I can. I know almost nothing of Kamen Rider. It just was not a thing that I ever paid any attention to. I know that it is well beloved and well regarded, and I have a lot of respect for that. But it is not a thing that I ever had. Like, I watched the Casher and Sins, which is I watched that when that came out, and that's a fucking depressing show. And I watched probably a little Casher when it first came out, but like, yeah, Kamen Rider I never watched it. It was just never a thing that like on my radar. I like that guy I like that skull guy that has for some reason has a fedora and a scarf. That smooth criminal looking one. I like that. I've seen that guy on the internet. That guy seems terrible and cool. Alright, for some reason, attaching the head is annoying. And I don't know why. One more time. See if we can attach this. Rider skull. Yes, from Double. Okay. Yes. Um, but I did watch like I said, I just never watched any of that. So I have no real uh, knowledge of the Kamen Rider shows. But I do think that it is seems cool and people seem into it. I watched like some like transformations and joint stuff, and I do like the ones that have like to power up. I have to do a whole lot of weird shit with my belt. I appreciate that because that seems like nonsense in a way that I can really get behind. Like the guys that have to really do a lot of. It looks like math. Double is real good starting series. Oh, see you later, Lord Crash. Thanks for hanging out. The belt stuff is a big deal because they want to sell the toys to kids. Totally. That totally seems like what that was in that the intention of that. That is a money making attempt. All right. Goku doesn't seem to want to like exist as a thing. So we'll try a couple more times. These are tiny pieces and they seem to lock together fairly easily, straightforward. But then when I go to put Goku's head in, does not work. The head seems to want to separate the two pieces, which is frustrating. Alright, I think well, no. I said, like, oh, I think I got it, and then no. I might have to glue these pieces together, which I don't want to do. That's not Goku. This is Goku. He just doesn't want to stay together. This is definitely a Goku. It's a tiny Goku. Alright, well, maybe I can get this together another time, but I'm going to move on. So that's our little vehicle here. We did have Goku in his vehicle. I am going to attempt to put that together, but sounded like... Oh, yes, well, we did finish a Guncannon, Saz. We did finish the Guncannon earlier, and now we've been working on our tiny little kits, because we moved on to the 3 kits you can see there. We did do a Guncannon. And the show description does still say Guncannon detector. Yes, that was the first like hour of the stream, was working on the Guncannon detector. And then we were supposed to finish Goku piloting his little vehicle. We're now moving on to working on some smaller little kits, which we're doing on stream here. But yes, that was what we did in the beginning, was the Guncannon detector, which we finished, and is right here. Here's the Guncannon detector. Our big friend there. Well, it's 9:30 for you, Saz, but it's 10:30 for me because I'm on the East Coast. And I stream from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes. But it's 10:30 right now. I've only got half an hour left on the stream. Yes, indeed. There you go. I try to say East Coast all the time. If I fuck that up, I do apologize, but I do try to say that when I talk about my streams. It seems like these kits, because I've built a couple of them, it does seem like these kits, when I get to finishing it up, they what was I going to say? It does feel like the people, the little figures, don't always want to go together well, which is tough. You need swatch in at a time. Yes, indeed. I know, I understand. Yeah, the time zone stuff is a thing. I also have some friends, folks, especially on the West Coast, that like can't come to the beginning of my streams because it's just early for them, and I understand that. But I have found that if I do it very late for me, it does not work out. So it makes more sense for me to do this time. For a little while there, I was doing a very late night Monday stream because I wanted to do an earlier one, but my internet was being annoying. So I was doing 1 a.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and that was too late at night. Did not love that one. Had some audience members, mostly on the West Coast, so it was still good to do, but I much prefer the times I'm working now. Make a lot more sense. Alright, so we gotta put the back wheel on here. And 9. 9. Great. Okay. But yeah, my next stream will be on Thursday. If I do a bonus stream on, I might do an afternoon stream on Wednesday. I'm waiting to hear back from a thing, so I might do an kind of early afternoon stream on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. If I do, I'll check for me on Twitter, because I haven't done a Hearthstone stream in a bit, so I might do a Hearthstone stream because I have a deck I like playing, so I might do that. I have not decided. But I'm also streaming 4 times this week, so I might want to not stream on Wednesday if I'm streaming on Thursday, and then Friday, and then Saturday. Maybe I shouldn't stream on Wednesday. We'll see. See how I feel. All right. Goes on there. There. Let's see. No spoilers, but yeah, on Saturday I saw Detective Pikachu, and that was really fun. Had a good time with that movie. Some real good Pokemon in that. Enjoyed that very much. Let's see. Back into tomorrow, we get some anime that I like, so that'll be good. New Black Clover, so that'll be good to watch. A new. As I said, I liked the last 2 episodes of season 2 of One Punch Man, so I'm excited to see what episode 3 or the next episode entails. They're moving through the martial arts tournament stuff pretty fast, so that'll be good because the tournament is kind of boring until the monsters show up there. So it should be interesting to see that. Alright. So we got the 1 sticker this kit comes with. We put that 1 sticker on, so now we're done with stickers. So we can just put this in there. Alright, and then let's keep going with our set here. Building our 1-wheeled bike for lunch. And this is for Blonde Lunch. The scary one, quote unquote. The one that has guns. I did always wonder about that because obviously, for folks that don't know, this is Lunch had a split personality disorder. When she sneezed, not just her personality, but also her hair color changed, which is convenient. But also, it meant that when she wasn't being a violent person and living that life, that she also just had guns with her and never thought that was weird because she always had guns when she would turn. Like, she always had them. Like, obviously, thinking about the logic of a show doesn't work. But it is a weird thing that's like she's never had a problem with that or never really thought about it. Like, oh, where'd all this bank money come from? What am I doing with all this? Never occurred to her. 2 lunches. The one straight people are attracted to and the one lesbians are attracted to. Yeah. It's a goody-goody. The nice, sweet one that's a little off. And the violent one that's a little off. And then they both lived with Tien Chin Han for quite some time. Did I do this wrong? No, I didn't. Just holding it wrong. Okay. This thing is pretty cool. 15. We'll try to finish this one up. And then on Thursday for the next build stream, I'll start with the Pokemon and build those Pokemon kits. And then do whatever kit I have, because I've got some kits coming in the mail. I think tomorrow I'm going to get at least one of them, if not two of them tomorrow. So I'll know what else I'm building from my wish list, which will be rad. And then, yeah, if there's anything you want to chat about tonight, we're going to hang out here for another 20 minutes or so. So if there's anything you want to chat about on the stream, let me know. I'm always happy to talk about stuff that y'all are into or interested in. Think anything going on you want to chat about, I'm up for that. This is a tiny piece. There are some tiny pieces in this kit, which is cool, but also sometimes really annoying, especially doing it on a live stream. Like, eventually I'm going to figure out how to put that Goku together, but I don't know if it'll be how long that'll take. It's annoying. Alright, there. I got to take Pikachu. It was a lot of fun. I agree, Ultron. That's a fun movie. I was very happy to see it. Seems like also like a proof of concept for that style of making that movie, so you could definitely see more in the future. I definitely feel like that's in the cards. That it's well received enough that an offshoot video game. I'm almost caught up in One Piece. I'm up to Wano. Okay, yeah, Lesbrook, you're making your way through it. It's a lot of One Piece. I have stopped. I'm going to get caught up with Reverie, but I have kind of stopped for a little while. I think I'm going to try to get caught up soon, because these flashback episodes where there's like 2 minutes of new material and then like multiple flashbacks has been just the worst filler on the way up to Reverie. So I took a break, but I like to go back to it. The video game rendition of the characters of the credits. That's Ultron. I thought that was pretty neat. 14. Sometimes we got really small pieces, and you got to be very careful about them, about separating them. So I'm doing my best. All right. But yeah, I'd let One Piece kind of like, it's like, I'll get back to it. And I will get back to it, because when it's good, it's good. It's just these last episodes have not been great. Reverie stuff will be pretty cool, and it will lead into some cool shit coming up, so that's good. Alright. But Anime Samurai will say verily, because I love it as an attempt to fit in. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he does it. Say verily. I feel like that's a manga thing. I don't remember that. It's possible, but... Alright, we gotta put a bag on here. Try to get this together. Why don't you want to go in together? There he goes. Nope. I'm excited tomorrow for Black Clover, because last week's episode was a weird filler thing that I didn't mind, but I know some people really were fucking mad about, because they're always mad about filler, and I understand. I can relate. Oh. It won't attach because I don't have the piece on there. I skipped a piece. That'll explain why it's not working, because it wants to attach to a thing that's not there for it to attach to. Duh. Totally skipped a step. That makes a lot of sense. Aristofan, totally agree with you. I knew that I would really like that movie, and I went with some friends and their kids, and we went in the afternoon, and there were a lot of kids there. And yeah, I wasn't expecting to get as emotional. Like, I knew there'd be some, like, touching moments, but I didn't think that I would feel the way I did about it. It was really, really a pleasant surprise how much I dug that movie. Alright, so now we're going to build lunch. There. But yeah, that was a solid movie. It was good. And as I said, I'm excited for tomorrow for One Punch Man season 2, because that's a fine. It's a show that I really like. That, like I said, has been hit or miss. So excited for more hits as the action heats up. Alright. Her arm in. Get her other arm going. We're ready to go. You will believe that Round Round's a small electric mouse. Yeah, totally. Alright, so Saz put in my current Amazon cart collage, try and find the total price or guess. I mean, that's a lot. You got a lot going on in here. Got a whole lot of kits in this collage. And there's also just some photos of some other stuff. Looks like mixed in there on occasion. But you got a lot of. Hey, you got good taste. You got a whole lot of Death Scythe, not Death Scythe, but Gundam Wing stuff in here. But yeah, you got some good kits in there. A couple $100 worth, or at least over, yeah, $100 something worth of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. A lot, says Fan, and I'll agree. But yeah, a lot of high grade stuff that's fun. You'll have some fun putting those kits together. All right, now I gotta put together our head. So far, at least, and we're not done. This kit has come together easier than the last one, so that's nice. $672 of Gunpla. That's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I haven't totaled up my wish list, but it's certainly that, if not more, because I have some very expensive kits on that list. And the thing with that is I'm never expecting to... I'm just generally not expecting to ever, anyone ever buy any of that stuff, but it's nice when they do, because it means that I have stuff I can build, and especially at this point right now in my life, having some kits waiting for me is very helpful. Alright, then to get Lunch's hair. This is why I don't make Lego wish list. Yeah. No, I mean, it's not. I have... Yeah, mine is a lot of money for some really big kits. But yeah, that stuff adds up. All right. Well, at least Lunch wasn't hard to put together. And I was actually able to put her together, which is good. Unlike Goku. Hopefully I can get Goku together. But yeah, that was that kit. Very straightforward, easy build. Uh, both the lunch and the Goku kits were nice and simple. It's also very funny because like it's the thing with bottle kits um, is when you look at the box compared to the kit you built, the size just is it's just so silly about the difference between the two kits. It's like, oh yeah, here's your box, here's this tiny little thing. So when I mail kits like these out, it's very funny to me because it just means that I have to really pad the boxes. All right, so we're going to attempt to, in the couple minutes we have left in the stream here, I am going to attempt to fix this Goku so that I can at least take a photo of him finished. So, all right, this looks right. That looks right. Now we just need to attach the head in a way that won't cause it to fall apart. Alright, look at this kit here. I think the problem that I was having with this is that Goku is turned his head in the picture, and I wasn't putting his head turned when I was building it. I was trying to build it straight on, and that was causing it to not want to stay connected. So I think I got it. And his hand goes through this. What kid? Yes. No. Yes. The perfect grades are very expensive. You're not wrong. Those definitely add up in cost. Yeah. But that particular perfect grade, great. All right, we finished him. There's Goku. Woo! Put them together. I'll be able to take a photo of lunch shooting at Goku. I'll be able to take this photo. But yeah, all right. These came together. These are just kits that I've been wanting to build for a really long time. So I'm happy I was able to do it, and now I can take out lunch to Goku. And then on Thursday, I will start with this kit. As you can see, a bunch of stickers here for our dragons, but not many pieces. So this should be a pretty quick build. And then like I said, something off my wish list I'll build on Thursday. But yeah, I'm excited to do this. I think this is like a fun thing to do, the full evolution between these kits. But yeah, some of them are not many pieces. They go together pretty fast. Oh, we got a little stand. Oh, that's fun. So yeah, so we'll do some dragons on Thursday, and then, because I've had this kit for a very long time, and then move on to doing some new kit. Yeah, I could see. Let's see if I could do a raid at the end of the stream. Let me see who we've got. Who do we have here that I like? That is, I would want to go raid. Well, nobody that I follow is streaming right now, except for I don't want to go raid Dice Friends. Also, Loading Ready Run doesn't need me to raid them. They are doing just fine. I'm going to leave it all up to you. I'm going to leave it all up to you, folks. You take care of it. You go where you want to go. Don't let this be the end of your night. It's the end of my night because I got to upload all the stuff to the internet. So go and have a good night. Go watch somebody else's stream. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time because I got some stuff to do now. So goodbye and have a great one.